Imagine renting an apartment, but the kitchen appliances don't belong to you. Every time you open the refrigerator door, the landlord charges you a quarter. That setup sounds absurd for a physical home, but it accurately describes how software developers are forced to operate on the modern internet. When you build applications using the major artificial intelligence providers, you are paying rent on your own ideas. The closed system model uses an API, so your software can access their artificial intelligence. Every time your app asks a question, you pay a toll. These continuous fees act like a leaky bucket, draining your revenue right back to the infrastructure provider. The original premise of the internet was to lower the cost of creating things and allow anyone with a good idea to build equity. Over the last decade, a few large tech companies have concentrated that wealth by controlling the underlying systems we all rely on. As long as your business relies on their closed systems, you remain a digital tenant. The structure of the agreement guarantees that you are building long-term wealth for them, rather than for yourself. The rational response to an extractive landlord is not to negotiate for slightly cheaper rent. The solution is to move out. Today, Project Sigma is officially pivoting. We are completely abandoning the proprietary silos and moving off the closed-source grid. We are replacing them with open-source foundation models. Open source means the underlying code is publicly available for anyone to download, use, and modify for free. Specifically, we are integrating NVIDIA's Nematron family of models as our new baseline. Think of a foundation model like the raw materials required to construct a building. Gaining access to NVIDIA's open-source models is like discovering a public warehouse that gives you the highest-grade concrete and steel, absolutely free of charge. Because we no longer have to spend billions of dollars and years of computing time mixing our own concrete, we can spend all our energy designing the house. We get to focus entirely on applying these models to specific industries and training them on local data. By utilizing these free, high-performance materials, the financial value stays with the person actually building the application, rather than the corporation that manufactured the bricks. Those are the mechanics of open source. Now, let's look at the actual math of running these models ourselves. This chart compares our closed-source setup with the new open-source system. Inference, the time to process a request, increases in speed by 50% using NVIDIA's models. Without API tools, operating expenses drop 90%. The leaky bucket is plugged, redirecting funds into business growth. Project Sigma functions as an ecosystem orchestrator. Taking raw open-source code and making it run smoothly takes significant technical work. As an orchestrator, we handle that back-end wiring. We seamlessly connect you to this grid of free technology, so you don't have to figure out how to set it up from scratch. Removing that technical friction means you do not need a massive budget or a dedicated team of engineers to use top-tier artificial intelligence. It becomes a highly accessible, low-cost utility. Cheaper, faster servers are great for engineers, but what matters is how those lower costs change your personal financial reality. We built a specific mechanism to capture those operational savings, which we call the Sigma Wealth Bridge. Instead of paying a large tech company a monthly fee for their intelligence, the Wealth Bridge allows you to produce that intelligence locally. You stop paying out a liability, and you start retaining the value to build equity for your own family. This structural shift achieves our ultimate goal: technological sovereignty. Technological sovereignty simply means you own your digital tools. You do not need a tech giant's permission to run your business, and they cannot suddenly raise your rent or shut off your access. To claim that independence, you need to plug into an infrastructure built for builders, not renters. The first step is to start using the tools on your own localized nodes. Every new node that comes online strengthens the resilience of this open network. We are looking for a core group of 1,000 participants to prove that high-performance intelligence can be an accessible public utility. Subscribe, join Sigma Nation, and let's start building.